Time for my favorite part of the show, Money, Power, Politics. In the wake of the terror attack in New Zealand, Facebook has a serious content problem on its hands. And guess what? They did before. The alleged shooter who shared his horrific acts live on the platform is now highlighting a bigger fight that this tech giant faces. With the original video taken down, re-uploads became their next biggest issue. Facebook says it removed or blocked 1.5 million videos that contained part or the whole original attack video. That was just in the 24-hour period after the attack. For me, on Friday, I was part of and I watched hours of our broadcasts telling viewers that platforms like Facebook were trying to take the video down. Do you know what killed me? The word trying. And it struck me that the issue of content control on Facebook goes far beyond this specific incident and even beyond the platform itself. Hateful messages are spread on Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms, and they plague millions of Americans. I'm one of them. This weekend, I actually took my message to Instagram. I took it to Instagram and I asked the platform. See, oh, goodness, now that sparked my phone. I asked the platform if they're willing to provide content, if they have machine learning, AI, that figures out, for example, that I love to buy shoes, then they have the ability to flood my feed with shoe ads. They can perform for advertisers. And yet every single day, rather than just blocking accounts, I take the hate-filled messages that get sent to me and I report them. I submit it. Harassing, harassing, harassing. And Facebook and Instagram say that they listen, but they don't actually do anything. And I'd like to understand what are the standards in which they practice to certainly create a safer place of well-being for their users. Joining me now, Bloomberg News technology reporter Sarah Frier with an in-depth look at Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg's crisis management that is hitting newsstands this week. Sarah, let's start with this. This thing went up on Facebook Live. At the very least, why doesn't Facebook simply say, let's dismantle Facebook Live until we figure it out?
They knew that this could be a problem, that violent video could be a major problem before they launched Facebook Live, and yet they decided that Live was going to be this next version of how people use Facebook. We were talking about the problem of violent video on Facebook Live since before we were talking about the fake news problem, Cambridge Analytica, any of those issues. It has been with Facebook for years, and yet they haven't gotten to the point where they can guarantee us that we won't see this kind of horrific video, which, as you mentioned, was taken down 1.5 million times. But that means that maybe there are some that Facebook didn't get yet, or maybe there are some that are edited versions of it, and we just don't know because there isn't a lot of transparency around it.
But why not? Sarah, this is an issue of will, not ability. And I give Bloomberg as the example. I used to work there, and so do you. In the Bloomberg messaging system, and it's a technology company, if I go to send a message with an obscene word in it, it's unable to send. It gets flagged. I get a compliance alert, and the company says to me, if you keep behaving like this, you could be off our platform. Facebook, Instagram, they have the ability to do it. Why wouldn't they?
So on Instagram, I'm glad you asked about that because you can actually block certain kinds of comments and keywords in comments, but a lot of people don't know that you can do that.
But Sarah,
and
why
it shouldn't be the onus shouldn't be on the users to decide.
Why should I have to do that? Why wouldn't Facebook and Instagram create an environment? I mean, it's pretty clear that when someone posts a picture, they don't want to see F you in the response. Why wouldn't Facebook or Instagram create those safety guards?
They don't want to do anything that prevents content from coming up that people might want to see, and they're still building this AI to try to figure out what is content that they want to have on their platform and what don't they want to have on their platform. And profanity is something that they have decided is fine because it's people speaking, and they don't want to discourage user behavior. It comes down to the business model, right? This is a business that is incentivized to get users to create as much content as possible. So if that is your goal, then you're going to want to do the most reactive thing to take that content down. You want to react to it after people report it. And sometimes not even then.
Then are Facebook and Instagram now changing their marketing model and saying that those platforms should only be used by people over the age of 18? Because I'm pretty sure there's no school where it's acceptable for someone to say, go F yourself to someone else. And last I checked, Facebook and Instagram are encouraging people of all ages to use their platforms.
They absolutely are, and sometimes they have people even younger than that where they use the wrong age and Facebook doesn't really know. You also have the problem of fake accounts amplifying certain messages. You also have the problem of misinformation spreading. This is a really critical issue for the company, and it's only going to get worse. This company is deciding that in the future, instead of dealing with this content problem, they're going to focus on what's known as encrypted messaging, so messages that not even Facebook can see. Well, that helps solve their privacy and data collection problem. It'll make it so much harder in the future for Facebook and Instagram and Messenger and WhatsApp to help us with any of these problems that we face on their platforms. They just won't have to deal with it.
In your piece, you dig deep on these content scanners, those who have to go through all of these videos, all of these messages. They're low-paid, low-skilled workers. Given the horrific nature and the dangers of what's happening, should Facebook step up the effort and make this a much broader business for them?
They should pay these people more. I mean, they're in these content scanning hubs looking through videos like this New Zealand terror attack over and over and over. Imagine what that would do to a person. I mean, this is something that The Verge has reported on, saying they make about $28,000 a year in the United States, where that is not quite affordable if you're dealing with all of these issues and you have to go to therapy and you have to deal with the impact and the fallout on your own life from having to deal with the worst of the worst on the internet. Now, you know, some Facebook employees tell me, this is what you asked for. You wanted us to clean up our platform. We have to use humans to do it because the computers aren't good enough. But it is going to be a very painful process. They could certainly invest a whole lot more.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.